to the second stand of yours. Give us a little bit of background of what this stand is, how old it is, and what you've done to manage it so far.
Okay. Well, this stand, as I say, was planted here by the previous owner. So it's probably between 35 and 40 years old. We have had it thinned one time, and that was about 20 years ago. And now we just enjoy having it as a buffer of on our side, on one side of our house, and that gets to be real important. And like I say, when you think about clear cutting and replanting, you have to weigh the economics of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not at all sure that would be profitable to us economically to do that. But I do know that we really enjoy the privacy, and we enjoy the trees. We enjoy sitting on the porch. We enjoy, watching looking at the trees and having them part of our landscape. And one day we'll begin to practice better pine management with this tract. But
how many acres is this 35 to 40-year-old slash pine?
It's about 18, probably 18 plus or minus.
And we're a few hundred meters from your home site right now, ballpark. So I say that just because it's important to kind of keep location into context. So if this was in the middle of your Sesame tract, how would you react to this type of age?
Well, we would have cut it a long time ago, and I know that. I mean, this is what education has taught you, that you typically, this is not the type of management that we would do
for timber economics.
But again,
for aesthetics
and the main thing to me, and and this is true in almost anything, it's the landowner's objective. Mm-hmm. And I sometimes get tired of hearing that, but it is what the landowner, perceives and how they want it to be. And you really, I think an objective is important. I think it's very important. And I know Danielle has worked with us and possibly going in and doing some spot clearing, and that's not the term for it, but
selective
thinning. Yeah, selective thinning. But again, finding someone to come in and do that is sometimes a challenge too,
especially on 18 acres. We've emphasized that aesthetics is your objective for this 50 acres of your home site. What can you describe a little bit, some of the words you use when you think of the aesthetics of what you want this to look like? Because aesthetics is so subjective to person. Yeah. So what is your definition of beauty out here, of what you want?
Well, I think the green, just the green, the undergrowth, the trees, the it's kind of hard to describe, but it's mainly just the beauty of the landscape. And again, I think privacy is important. I think it's just, we don't hunt the land. We do try to cultivate wildlife in various ways, but very small wildlife, not any major thing. We do have deer out here, but again, we feed the deer. We don't, and we have a pond, and we don't fish or try to gather our, we don't fish, but we let people fish, and if they want to take them, that's okay. But we also let them just fish and release.
So you do catch and release in your pond, and your wildlife enhancements out here is for more viewing purposes.
Right.
But I see you have pretty good forest health, so we're emphasizing aesthetics, but you're also maintaining the forest health of the ecosystem here. And can you say what couple practices maybe you do to help maintain your forest health and your ecosystem, so that way it doesn't get so overgrown that you start having diseases and other issues?
We do like to burn. We do like to burn, and of course burning becomes a challenge, and supervised burning becomes a challenge. And so that's, we have done that. I guess the last time we burned out here was about 3 years ago. And ideally I'd like to burn every 2 years, but that has not worked out. So anyway, that's one thing. Plus we do keep fire breaks plowed, burn or not burn. We have the break that goes around the property and then goes between the tracks, so that we can make sure we have some open area there for safety reasons, and also it helps just to open up the terrain.
Now, either on this, your home site tract, or your Sessom property, can you share one challenging experience you've had to deal with, and how you dealt with that challenge?
Well, when we first moved out here, and we had that 18 acres that had no trees, and we had a pasture over here that had no trees. It was our challenge here was getting them planted. So anyway, looking back, we borrowed a tractor. My nephew had a tractor that he was kind enough to loan us, and we borrowed a planter, and we got to work. And we had a little help coming in from a fellow that had been trained in that, but he had to leave during the day. So here we were with the three of us, and now we were down to two. So we decided that in order to get the trees planted, I would drive the tractor and my husband would ride in the planter. So I'll show you the track that we planted, not this track, of course, but he and the other helper had planted the longleaf, so that was good. Then we got back to the home site, so okay. He would get in the tractor and turn it around at the end of the row and get it angled, going straight, and then I would get on and guide us down the road. and he was in the back planting the trees. Well, you look at those rows now, and I'll show you momentarily. They're not so straight, but there are a lot of good memories. And you know, we would not have had that opportunity otherwise to experience that. And again, I sound like I'm advocating clear cuts, but you know, that was just a part of our history here, that Mom and Dad planted these trees, you know. So, and the mom not being a tractor driver, so that was fun. It turned out to be fun, a challenge, but fun.
In the moment, was it fun?
Well,
you can look back on it and be like, oh, that was a great experience.
At the time it was not, because I just had no experience doing that, but I knew I could do it. If he got it going in the right direction, I could sit there and guide it, and we had no major mishaps, so I guess we did pretty well.
That's beautiful. Like almost that's a joyful experience, but that was one of your challenges, and in the moment didn't feel probably super joyful. So share a happy memory from this side, or again from your Sessoms, either property, something that sticks with you.
Well, the thing from the major thing of a joyous time here is when our grandchildren come, and I might get a little teary, but anyway, when they come and they love it so much, and they enjoy riding on the gator, they enjoy fishing, they don't, as I say, we don't hunt, but they just enjoy being in the woods too, and that is what makes me feel good, and that's what makes me want to be right where we are, because we can share it with them, and they can enjoy it along with us when they visit. Unfortunately, their visits are not real often, but that's okay. They love it when they're here, and I love it when they start making plans that they want. We call it Camp Porter. So, anyway, that's
well, thank you so much for sharing your emotions and your experiences with us out here.